Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Endless Legend, where today we had better figure out a way to make some progress on this faction quest, because if we don't, I'm pretty sure we are well and truly doomed. I think that before we get into that though, before we actually play any Endless Legend, we gotta deal with some other business here, really quickly. So it is unfortunately, the 22nd of January, as I am saying this, at least here in the place where I am saying it. Which means that I have sort of narrowly missed it. But every year in January, Amplitude, the studio that makes the Endless games and also Humankind, does a little celebration that they call Amplified, and it comes with some like little in-game holidays. They do some giveaways. They did some cool stuff this year that unfortunately I didn't make videos during it because, if I'm honest, I think I've slept 40 of the last 72 hours. I needed it. Don't worry, nothing's wrong with me. I'm okay. I'm better now that I have slept. That was a big improvement for me. But it's cool. Good if you wanna check it out. If you look up Amplified 2022, there's a page on Steam for it and stuff. They did some streams. There's some cool stuff. There's some neat downloadables for the various games. But the reason I want to bring it up now and make sure everybody knows about it is that part of Amplified 2022 is a big sale on all of the Endless stuff, and that does last until Monday, I believe. So if you want to get these games, if you have been watching this and you're like, that Endless Legend looks like a heck of a lot of fun, or you're curious about trying Endless Space or Humankind, this is a great time to get into it. These 4X games can get very expensive over their lifespan as they accumulate expansions and stuff, and I think that, broadly speaking, Amplitude makes some of the best expansions in the business. Like, they add things that you really, really, really want to have in your game. So this is a good opportunity to go pick up like the entirety of Endless Legend for somewhere in the neighborhood of $20 or whatever. Yeah, so just thought it would be a nice public service thing for me to point that out to everyone. Anyway, let's do the thing. Let's play the video game, shall we? So we have logged in here to a message from Green. You may yet survive. Yeah, cool. Thanks, dude. Thanks, Dookie. How are you still alive? Okay, you somehow managed to... He made some kind of agreement with the necrophages to be allowed to survive and fatten himself once more before the final hammer comes down. Although, honestly, at this point, the necrophages are probably powerful enough that they could just go after somebody else, somebody real. Which is to say somebody me, potentially. But maybe somebody blue. Blue's not a very convenient target for them. I bet that would be tricky to make happen. Anyway, we have our hero here, moving toward this village as quickly as his feet will carry him. It is not all that quickly. Oh yes, we have this. This is the thing we got to start with, and we do in fact have the 30, right? Or we will. Yeah. Okay. I guess this is where we're starting. Everybody's building stuff that is good and reasonable. Yes, good and reasonable and valuable. Okay. I really do have some concerns about whether or not our hero is going to even be able to make it to that village, just based on the fact that it is very... the necrophages have so many units. You can see in the parts of their country that we can see that their stuff is really super dense. I really worry about having the resources... I think I want to migrate you quickly to... I mean, Lioneth is the answer to that. This is where I really want to do it. I don't know that I can do very much. I can uproot you and have you start running. Yeah, and we better, because otherwise Brown is absolutely going to take you. Later. Yep, that was fully their plan, even after my taming. I can I could like bump you to Soth maybe, or something just to get you away. We could try to get like, obviously if I could get Khazar out of Lioneth and plant the Urkin somewhere on this border, we could try to protect it. Blue is trying to burn down one of my villages, which feels like a shitty and spiteful thing to do, but also one that they're likely to get away with, and I think that they know that. Are you the ranged one? You are the ranged one. I'm kind of wondering... I'm sort of wondering about maybe using you to conquer Fakir by force, or maybe using you to conquer Khazar by force? You only have 4 movement, so I can't get you across here very quickly. Huh. That's glowing like it's eclipse searchable, but we certainly are not during an eclipse. Okay, weird graphical bug. Alright, I don't have a plan. But I guess let's not stress about it right this second. I think we're safe for this turn at least. Alright, Inspirational Leader I think is a very good thing to pick up generally. Yep. The Cold War has, or the truce has become Cold War, which is why they're allowed to start pillaging our stuff. Don't care for that. Oh, if it's just going to be... cancel this, come on. Down here in Naklaran, there's no sense in building that thing. We've already built our chapel here. Well, Naklaran did have a birth. So we could just push... Can you be reassigned yet? No. No, I just reassigned you. Okay. Obviously, part of me wants to wait on the Garths. Do I want to... How badly do I want to get the Abbey? I think is an interesting question. Because we actually do have... Like, we have a couple of positions where we could use Abbeys, certainly. Yeah... So if we wanted to do that, I think it's 20 to buy the technology and then 10 for each of those. So I'm trying to like do the math on how much we can afford to spend on Garth still. I think the answer is we could build a Garth in Naklaran, but that doesn't necessarily mean we should. I don't know that I want to build a Skyfin. And we could build more military units. I just have to pop some of these out and rehome them. I think that's probably the move, actually. Let's just go ahead and we'll run this army up to Gadanak. More monks. You can never have enough monks. I have to say, one of my favorite, I don't want to use the word innovations, but one of my favorite moves that a lot of 4X games seem to be sort of moving toward is making military units cost population. Because, gosh, like just massing up like this should be a thing that's really painful. It should have serious economic effects. It's wild. Like, so much of Endless Legend unfolds the way it does because of the fact that military units are like functionally free population. Especially if you use a military unit to take a city in any way. I guess one thing we could do to keep our Urkin safe is we could close borders back on them and then just plant this Urkin away from the edge of the region, right? Maybe that's what I ought to do until I have a better move for it. Because otherwise, there's going to be no way I can keep it safe. Yeah, alright. Go ahead and resettle, Chaka. And let's close borders on you. I believe that should work. It's going to force a lot of these units sort of just out elsewhere. And I think that my plan is to move Chaka to south anyway, because I think we're going to try to use Chaka to take Fakir by force. Although, Fakir's about to move. That's inconvenient. Well, when that happens, I guess I can just take over Isield, and then, you know, we can use our Urkin to threaten Urunqua. Yeah, that's an idea. Okay. So, like I was saying, in the parts of the Necrophage territory we can see, it's often the case that, well, I guess it's less now, but they just like have units every couple of tiles. So I'm really worried that we're going to try to move through here and we're going to find that there's like 3 armies between us and the village and they're just going to attack me to death. I do think that closing your borders when you plan to move an Urkin around is like a very funny thing to do. Very difficult for the for the poor AI to know where they are going to be allowed to stand. Okay, so Sulin is definitely producing more Garths. And if we're going to build a what do you call it? An abbey, I think it's fine for it to just be up here. We can just go ahead and build down here. Level up our cargo dock to 2 at the same time as we claim 3 new sea tiles. That should be very powerful. And in Gulquin, it is probably time for more Garths as well. Although here, I wonder if it makes the most sense to save this space. I mean, if we abbey over the Mycordia, we do get the approval output doubled as well. That's definitely something. So maybe that's where we do that and we just go ahead and build this out here. Yeah, I think that's fine. Yeah, this should be okay. It's a lot of pearls. Does it make the most sense to come through here, maybe? We'll just go east. We have to move through a little bit of forest this way, but I think, like, if we go, like, via the northern edge of Onis and then down through here, we have to run through the same amount of forest in total. But I think this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, it's like 2 turns of movement either way, right? I guess it probably doesn't matter. I'm hoping that the closer to like the center of their country we go, the less likely it is that we'll run into hostiles. And I'm not going to negotiate open borders, so let me move 1 tile in here. We will just let that we'll just let that be as it is. So, am I still feeling confident on taking Isield? Should I maybe take South instead, even if not to attack Fakir, just because this is where there's strategics? I mean, I'm getting glass steel and quicksilver and stuff right here. I guess I don't really have to be in a hurry to move at all if I don't want to be. What do you still... So you don't have any of your stuff yet. I do like this one. Can we buy 15 gold? Is that a thing that can happen? It sure is. What is the booster cost for us right now? Only 30, huh? All right, I think we're gonna try to run a gold booster for us as well. We should definitely fire that. But I am gonna, for the moment, just unlock this. Or sorry, not that. This. Apply ourselves a hefty science penalty to the cultist city for the moment. Yeah, if we can wrest Lioneth away from Khazar, it would be very helpful to do so. This is a place where actually, it would be really cool to pack one of our cities up, to have the ability at least, to pack one of our cities up onto Beetleback, because we could unclaim the region, use that to let our Urkin burrow over, and then uproot our Urkin and replant the city, and just have the Urkin inside of our country to use as an army. Gosh, that would be awfully nice in the situation that we currently find ourselves in. Oh, right, the other thing I was going to do was, we need to put Arla Sabor to work spying, and I mean, having her spy in Uska seems like the obvious move there. Because if she can just bring those walls toppling down, there's a lot of utility to that. I would love to knock out this village while we're here, but I can't really do it if we can't get an attack that doesn't include that large army. I think I'm going to leave you exactly where you are for the moment, so I guess we're good to go to next turn. Yeah. So this is the turn where we need to negotiate open borders with purple. We definitely want to wait until after they have moved all of their units for the turn so that we have some chance of actually getting our hero through. So let's just let's take a moment here to finish every other piece of business we have. Ah, yes, the pacification of the units in Taldrain. Okay, so now that that's done, we can do this, and gosh, Taldrain just really needs a lot of everything. I mean, we're gonna want all of these at the very least. Let's rush that. I'm being attacked. Oh, cool. Purple's having at me already. Thus making it actually quite unlikely, quite strongly unlikely that we will be able to survive to reach that village. So that's fun. Yeah, I would take some Quicksilver income. That seems okay. Because now they only have to attack me with one army to send me home. Okay, steel technology from green is absolutely fine. Again, try to give purple time to move all of their stuff. Interesting. Fakir did not move very far. They came back with more people to burn this more properly. Also, we do have to clear out these villages so that we can benefit from the population. So probably this is an okay time to do this. Things are starting to feel a mite contentious over here, I think. I dare say. Surprised to see that Fakir did not fall there. I thought for sure Red was moving that huge army in for that purpose. Very curious. Alright, I think Purple's probably done everything they're going to do. I need you to stop being such a huge baby about your borders. I mean, we could certainly just declare war. They're driving a bit of a difficult bargain here. Ah, man, we're gonna have to give them everything. And there's like a pretty good chance this doesn't even do the job then, because of the fact that our hero's already wounded. I certainly don't want to give them any technology. Do I? Let's have a quick look at where they're at with that. Wow, we're way behind. I mean, we're always way behind at this point, but it feels very way behind. So giving them tech, I mean, it's not going to make them the tech leader or anything, but I really don't need them having any more technological superiority over us, because obviously we're in a pretty dire shape on that front as it is. It will be impossible to fight them off. Alright, we're going to do it like this. Okay, so in fact, it's going to be 3. Yeah, there's no way. 0 chance. This is very bad. I missed that this was a cliff. And these are all woods, so like there was no good way around there. Miscalculation by 1 space that may end up costing us a considerable amount. So do I want to move Chaka? We should move Chaka. But I gotta be careful. We don't have a deal with Red or anything, right? Or am I cool with Red? No, I'm not cool with Red. So if we move Chaka into a place where Red's army is nearby, we may just immediately lose it. Let's go to here. I think we can get away with this. Is hydromiel on the... No, okay, there's no hydromiel on the market. That may well be somebody purchasing hydromiel for the purpose of using it here. Alright, so we gotta obviously be very in control over here at first. Seems very unlikely to work. But we have to cross our fingers because, like I said, I think this is literally required by our plan. We don't have the Ghost Force ring. Well, it wouldn't matter. They have detection anyway. I found a quest. Oh, I found a lust for loot in the middle of enemy territory. That's very interesting. So they could just run units out of either one of the cities here to kill me. And they're not doing so yet. So maybe they're not gonna? Okay, worry about that in a second. Is that... Okay, that's a formal declaration of war from Red. I was gonna say, hold on a second, that's actually quite meaningful. How do I survive a formal declaration of war from Red? I think the answer is I don't. They're a large, exceedingly powerful player. I mean, what we would need is... You read trusting, huh? Oh, they love granary tech. Yeah, okay, this is what we need. We need a disturbance. We need something to draw Red's attention away from a lot of what they're doing. I guess I don't really need anything from you. I will just make this trade, and you will remember that we did a friendly. Because their army is a lot smaller, but they're on the other side of Red. And then If we can get... I can't make a deal with purple. God, if we could get purple to go to war with red, this would be a great time for it. But there's no way to make that happen. We have to hope. And I want you to declare war on red, but in exchange... Oh, we have such things to show you. Diplomats, Mance? What about some of this? I mean, brown going to war with red has no effect, right? Well, maybe. Maybe this is one of those things where we start like forming a long-term coalition. I'm surprised that the Ardent Mages were so quickly willing, given the amount of disparity in the military strengths. But maybe the amount of disparity in the military strengths is actually kind of screwy because of the fact that that so much of Red's stuff seems to be ships. Yeah, maybe. That's definitely not happening. So we got our lust for loot. Worry about all that later. This is happening, that's fine. Okay, so... we can see some red cities. Do I maybe want to... maybe we just put down our spy in Red's territory and start looking for an opening to do something really horrible. Exaggeratedly horrible. Yeah, let's do it. Also, I have not yet spent your skill points, I believe. Let's fix that. There we go. Maximum spying points. Okay, so I think we probably win that sea battle. I think it's a very strange fight to have started. I'm a little worried that these boasts are actually going to be really tough. And I kind of think maybe... see, before I was thinking we were going to teleport the hero out. So maybe like wait a turn, have the hero run over, talk to the village, and then just bolt. But now that there's a lust for loot on the table, I kind of want to chase this around Purple's territory as long as they'll let me. So maybe we do just go for this now. Maybe I'm being overly concerned, but maybe we bring in additional reinforcements. Pardon me. I'm just thinking these will be... they won't be equipped with anything, but they will be relatively high level. And we have proper gear, but I'm a little worried. Their stats aren't all that... yeah, never mind. Their stats aren't all that good. They still only have 47 damage. Like, they're tough, but we can definitely deal. They're tough, but it'll take them a few hits to kill us at the very least. Let's make sure we're providing some initiative to the militia folk. Okay, you get to lock one of them, and it should probably... yeah, like, we'll just have the seeker. Can't issue orders. There we go. Have the seeker run up and hit this one, and literally everybody else go after the other one. And we're just gonna eat the full fury of the free counter. All right, I like it. Zero, huh? Well, we don't have the initiative bonus anymore, or the initiative advantage. And I don't have free counter. Just a bunch of really bad military units standing around dealing 0 damage to each other over and over again. Yeah, you know what? Just go ahead and mash your face against them. See, I didn't give more detailed instructions, and now my units will handle this just fine. where they definitely wouldn't have if I had given them like actual predetermined moves. Okay. Reconstruction of that village, of course, a tremendously high priority. We're not actually going to be able to do this on the other one, so I don't really know what my plan is for that. So, do we want to talk other people into this war? Out of curiosity, is there any version of this where blue comes to our rescue? Not that I would want to give blue a bunch of attack, but no, also it won't even work. I probably don't want to give you a bunch of attack either. Research. Brown's not in such a dangerous place. Oh, we're doing combat stuff. The blood crystal should fire now. Alright, I think we can defend this. It's 9 vessels. It's a hero plus 8. But they're 12 attack, 20 damage vessels. We only have 2 units, so even if, you know, like they're gonna get to pick at us in a very significant way, but I think we're gonna be able to, at the very worst, shear an awfully large number of them off here. So that's good. So yeah, you can go there. Okay, and it doesn't actually matter what the unit is; they all have the same stats inside the thing. So you should attack that one. Okay. Everybody transport ships identically. Maybe not, because the hero... Oh, sorry, no. Heroes do have slightly different stats on their ships. So that's why this one has more HP. But yeah, you can see how that's going to add up over time. We're going to do our best to break them down a little bit here. And they're not going to close to melee, which they absolutely should do. The downside of the artillery trait on the artillery ship does not require the attack to actually be a melee attack. It just requires the attack to be conducted from melee range. So they could do themselves a big favor here if they would just close and fire point blank. At least I believe that's true. Now that I've said it out loud, I want to look at the wording again. Alright, make sure you're getting your naval morale where you can. Artillery. Yeah, adjacent units. So. Okay, I thought there was a reasonable chance that we might lose the sub just to it taking, 30 total attacks over the course of the fight. But they chose not to conduct themselves that way, and so instead we lose nothing. That said, this is not the entirety of Red's navy. Red has some real boats we do have to be worried about. Now that we have dealt them a blow and we have also gotten someone else into war with them, we're going to keep checking for any kind of flavor on this this truce offer. My hope is that they'll break quickly and they'll give up. They got a lot of fire ships in this ocean, though. What is this? That's also fire ships. Are a little more damaged, but we can't respond quickly to attacks against our outer fortresses because we are, we're very reliant on this one artillery ship to keep ourselves safe. I could hand over Trode, I guess. I don't know. 22 turns on our booster. Just beautiful. I just realized I was not aware of how much value we were getting out of that unique tech of ours, and it turns out the answer is a ton of value. Do I want to launch here? He's probably going to go at us with 7 fire ships next turn. Debating just moving these ships away. Or maybe we launch and we head for... Yeah, that's probably right, actually. Because if we engage on them now, we can avoid letting their reinforcements in. And I think my artillery ship can handle their 2 fire ships. Yeah, probably. If it's just 2. Alright. This is going to be tricky because it's going to require... I have a lot of things to do at the beginning of the turn, and they're all important. Well, I have 2 things to do, but they're both very important. They both have to happen. Make sure the movement occurs. All we have to do is get this battle engaged so that the area locks, and then we can move over and handle the hero. But we really need that to happen before those other ships get in there, and then... parlay. Do we need to do anything else? There's an army of sisters in Nathan that have to be battled. Ugh. And we have no idea where in Nathan. Zoyos gained a level. Let's take the level. Do you have movement left? You have some. If I get any closer... Oh, there's a lot of cliff between me and you have ground units. Okay. We can make some moves. Alright, so 10,000 things are happening. Okay, somebody completed that quest. I forgot about this thing, but that happened. Okay, so if we go back there, there's some money waiting for us. Yep, the volcano farmers were removed by other players. I am not, in fact, trying to goad you into anything. We do fight common enemies. Declaration of war from brown. Declaration of war from purple. Oh, the Sisters of Mercy got et by somebody else. And so we have gained Pilgrims of the End. That's pretty cool. I do believe that we are Pilgrims of the End, though. I think that is exactly what's happening here. Let's have a look at the next step of our faction quest. 14 population in one of your cities. We'll read the text in a second here. That's not unreasonable. Golquin's not that far away. I do think that we're just dead now, though. These places exist, and did so long before the profaners came to defile them. In time of need, they will still be places of hope and power. I believe that we now have the strength to do this, to find the old places where our ancestors and Greyspire lived and prayed. If we can bring our people there, we can reclaim the ancient places that meant so much to us, and that were such targets of savagery for the profaners and their war ghouls. It is possible. It must be possible. The epistle says that once before we saved her, and I will not be remembered as the one who failed when we know that this incredible act, however difficult, is possible. So to undo the ancient damage to Mother Auriga, we must find and use our ancient powers to heal her. Yeah, 14 population in one of your cities, absolutely doable. I have a lot of concerns about whether we can survive to do so. So we definitely want to make sure that happens early next turn. We're going to deal with this in a second. This is just a retreat. Yup. Sorry, monk. Chaka now needs to have a different plan. I don't know what that plan is. Alright, let's handle this. They'll fight because retreating would instantly kill them, so why not fight? One, two, three, four. Okay, do it like this. Yeah, pretty cool with that. Interesting move there from them, not accompanied by them attacking the fortress. I mean, like, why would that not be an immediate claim? Okay, so how could we possibly survive this? I'm the only person the necrophages are after. Their empire is ridiculously huge. They have proper artillery vessels. Out of curiosity. Still not even on the table, huh? Is there a way that I could just, like, buy you out of killing me? Maybe? Yeah, like, the answer to the question is yes. I could stop Brown from being at war with me. But... Gosh. I'm a little uncertain, obviously, as to my actual long-term plan here. So these are... Okay, these are comparable ships to my own. Mine is very high level, but that's not gonna be enough. Realistically, we cannot fight this, these two boats. It does seem to be their entire navy, which is nice. But we would at the very least need to buy additional artillery ships, which we can do. Can and probably must do. I want that to show up at the listening post in Antab. Holding the ocean is going to be tremendously important. Listening post in Antab. Okay. Please don't pop out in one of the tiles to the south. Okay. If it had just dropped this thing out here and it had gotten immediately attacked, it would have been very annoying. Okay. Can we win this battle? Maybe. I think the answer to that question is probably, actually. Do they have especially high initiative? They do not. Okay, so we'll have the drop on them effectively, and I think, yeah, we should be able to win that battle. And then maybe that can stop purple units from... Maybe we can use some version of that to stop the purple units from getting across the ocean, for the most part. So it may be the case that we aren't in that much danger immediately from the necrophages. We still have the matter of red to be worried about. Red has a lot of ships, but not necessarily a lot of ground forces. I could just trade them a sea region, maybe? Just to get them to go away, because I'm like, my dance card is full right now. I wonder. What did I didn't even... like Trode or Yarian. I think I would be okay with parting with either. Like, what? How about some appeasement? How does that feel? Jeez. If I give them both, they'll back off. They won't. They won't quite give me anything in return. Okay, no big surprises there on the preachers. The Nameless Guard are powerful, but pretty soft. Driders are Driders, not really great combat units on the whole. But they might be good enough to defeat my units, who are a little bit out of date. So we're going to be moving up into the next era here. We could grab uncommon alloys before we start researching anything from this era, because we, thanks to the deal we made for open borders with purple, we no longer have the resources to take advantage of these techs anyway. The thing I'm thinking is, if we can survive the war with Brown, obviously it's to our benefit to use this as an opportunity to acquire Khazar. And sort of like force them out of things, but we have to be very cautious. So if we could get red to back down, keep purple at bay through naval superiority so that we don't have to deal with the vastly superior necrophage land army, and then just duke it out with Brown and try to take their city, or at least wring out a favorable surrender from them. I think there's some version of that that's actually pretty good for us. And in the meantime, we've just moved on to step 5 of our faction quest on turn 77. Yeah, I think this is a recoverable position. I do not think we are in reset the game state here. But I really need red to back the fuck off. So it's sort of a question of, like, what can we afford to give them? They're at 42 technologies already, so if I try to buy my way out of this war with tech, I'm putting them in a position where they can begin researching end-of-game technologies right now. Okay, what else do they value? Is there a way I can do, like, resources instead of one of these 2 sea regions? What do we have that they place high value on? Looks like the answer is nothing. The wine a little bit. And we certainly have a ton of wine income. We can trade wine. But yeah, they don't really care for any of the rest of it. The adamantian. It's like, let's say we keep Yarian. We go, you have all my adamantian and all of my built up wine. And you can't have the pearls. Those are too hard to replace. Yeah, I don't have... We don't have a workable deal here. Except for give them 2 sea regions. And right now they're not actually being very aggressive. Right, they're not actually taking ocean from us or anything. But... God, the move is to get them to declare war on purple, right? How about this? If I give you 2 sea regions, can we talk about this? What if I give you my entire... No, okay. They just don't want to do it. All right, well... Sorry, I know I've been like sort of hovering here for a minute, but I think it's really important that we do this carefully. We gotta keep an eye on Blue with the backstab too. Like, that's absolutely a thing that Blue is going to be thinking about, right? Level is... Kazar's gotten all the way up to level 3. It's pretty good. It's tough to maneuver Chaka into position to be relevant to combat. I mean, what we basically have to do is we have to, like, push Kazar, have Chaka run in, and engage in such a way that Chaka arrives just in time for the battle. And also, it'd probably be helpful if our hero was here too. And we're gonna bleed units to the lice very badly. But if we take Kazar, and then we use the combined force of our two Urkins to try to wring some sort of peace deal out of Brown. I don't know. Like, I sort of like... The war with Purple just sucks. There's nothing... This is kind of a smart war for them in some ways, because we don't gain anything from it. Even if I had the spare time and troops to sail across the ocean, I don't want the land down there. I don't want to expand my country over territory that's going to be a pain in the ass to hold, and it's going to produce tons and tons of expansion disapproval. This is it's a lot of upside for them. This is a really smart play. Not that they necessarily did it because it's smart. All right, let me see something here. We had a plan with these units, but let us redirect. Okay, Brown has an infinite number of units. None of them are incredibly well statted, but a lot of them are statted well enough that it's a problem. Okay, these are just random neutrals though. I actually only need you to move forward a little bit. I want to try to be outside of the range of the city. If we move you to here, move you to there. God, if they move this army like a tile to the left, though, we're in dire shape. You, as much as I would like to have you do other things, you know what? National Museum and then units. We're probably going to need more units here as well. Probably going to need more units. And in fact, this one probably has to get a move on for the front immediately. I mean, they're just going for Golquin, though. If they just attack Golquin, like, I don't know that I can do a ton about that. We're 1 emerald away from being able to fire that booster, and I assume we will get that emerald. Yeah. Okay. I think it is probably about military unit o'clock in every one of my cities. So I want to hunt down the Lust for Loot. But I'm wondering if I need to bring Zoyos back right now. I think I probably do. Need every little bit we can get here. Yep. All right. This is gonna suck. Okay, so we want to start here. I'm actually going to turn them around because I am concerned. Okay. Let's give this a try. We're a pretty small number of turns from the next winter, but it's still too much for sure. Okay, come on. All right, well, they're not coming back to play defense. Okay, I think we can make that work. Rerun, rerun. Go ahead and fire this. We would need 9 more spices for the spice boost, and we should definitely do that. Okay, yep, deal with it in a second. Couple sources of dust orchid, couple sources of mithrite. Built right over top of one of them already, which is cool. Worth noting, the 2 advanced luxury sites that we took from Blue were the only 2 that we were going to have. It was just apparently not really in the cards for us, those advanced resources. Okay. So that's all going, that's right. I don't know what they're doing over here, just sort of milling about. This one came over after we declared. I think they can't retreat. I believe it is the case that a grounded Urkin can't run. I sure hope so. I think we probably want to provide as much cover as we can to the incoming lice. And of course the incoming Chaka. Let us not forget. Okay. So I think I am just gonna actually get up here and lock that reinforcement panel for them. Remember, in light form, monks get a bonus for repeatedly counterattacking, so hoping to put some of that to use here, but we don't have a lot of control over how that goes off, unfortunately. Yep, we're going to see a lot of that from the lice. Oh, right, they actually have very poor initiative. Okay, well, I don't know if that was necessary, but sure, that's a fine way to do that. It would be great if you would not be so upfront and vulnerable. Alright, so you no longer really get a choice. Well, attack these ones if you can, I suppose. You should probably back off and take advantage of the cliff. And then my lice get to go. And I don't really want to just trade for their lice. But I don't know that we have a lot of other options given our current positioning. Okay, that's not a bad outcome. Did you see that? We got the cone counterattack a little bit there. That's cool. Super annoyed that my hero left those lice alive. They really went for it there. Let's have you like try to back up to here. You do have sweep strike back. So that's awkward. Well, the Seeker apparently is going to keep all of those ones entertained. You're just not going to hit for enough damage for it to matter, so you may as well try to kill him instead. Okay. Well, yeah, the Seeker's up there being plenty tough. Lightform doing what it is for. Cool. So I'm going to lose my Urkin, and they're not going to lose theirs. That's fun. Yeah, this has been a total disaster. We needed to try to shuffle Chaka back here. It would have helped a lot if Chaka had come in on the other reinforcement panel, which is a thing that we have literally no control over. Also, we're not even going to get to determine this, because our Urkin goes after theirs does. Yeah, we really, really needed that to work in the other order. Actually, you can do this from all the way back there. Okay, well, I do believe that this actually probably is game. Because Brown is not going to take a peace deal now. But what they are going to do is run us the hell over with their perfectly healthy Urkin, plus all their troops, plus their new Urkin. Yeah. Yep, and they have launched an attack on the capital that we cannot defend against. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and scoop out here. That plus purple plus red, I mean, like, there's a version of this where we maybe make enough appeasement deals to stay barely alive, but we're going to be putting ourselves behind, and to be clear, those appeasement deals are going to involve some number of lost cities. We're going to lose the capital here, and remember, you can't get it back. When the cultists take a city, it is immediately raised. Losing the capital means we can't push our faction quest on any further, probably because the capital is the city that has the most food. Nakloran's not bad for a volcanic city, since it has their husbandry center. We can maybe still push on there, but like, from here, basically, we're only going to get weaker, and all of the players who are already the greatest victory threats are all getting stronger off of us getting weaker. So, yeah, bad news. Bad news for me. Alright, well that's going to be it for us for today, and thank you so much for watching. When you come back next time, we're going to be starting a new game, because I managed to get us murdered out of this one. That's okay, this was just a warm-up. You know what I was trying to do? I was just trying to extend our Alagi playtime. I love playing this faction so much, why not play 1.5 games? Or maybe even more. So come back next time for more of that, and we'll see you then.